What is going on, beautiful people? Thanks for checking out another video. We have Pohick Bay Golf Course coming to you from Lorton, Virginia, up here in Northern Virginia. So yes, this video is already on my channel. You may have seen it, and I think it was a couple years ago. In that video, by the way, it's the worst round I've had actually in a while. I think I shot like 93, 94, can't remember, but it was up there. And I know, like, for some people, oh, that's not too bad, you broke 100, but based on my handicap and what I should be doing, yeah, that was a nightmare round. And regardless of the score, it was one of those rounds where you were shanking it left and right, just weren't hitting the ball good. That's the worst of them all. So you're going to notice here today I came back for my revenge, and when I was looking through my old scores, it was just funny to me. I think 3 out of my 4 worst rounds I've had in like the last year and a half have all been here. 3 out of the 4. This course is officially my nemesis course. You know, I have to conquer it. I think today will be the day. And I don't know about you all, but sometimes just thinking of a course, showing up to a course, I just have like negative vibes. I know that's bad to say. This course isn't like a terrible golf course. The layout's super cool. It's way more challenging in my opinion than what the slope and rating reflect. I don't know what it is, the elevation. The conditions can be 50-50, that might add to it, but I mean, take a look. This is the first time in a while that we show up early, we hit the range, we chip, we putt, we're stretching, we massage gun. I mean, you might think I'm prepping to play Augusta in like a few minutes. I got invited to like a major on tour. That's how serious we took this. And, you know, I am going to set expectations for myself where I would love to break 80. That's always the goal at every course I play. But in knowing that I've shot over 90 plus at 3 out of the 4 rounds here, breaking 90 would be great, but breaking 85 would be fantastic. So, again, already on the channel, I've already played this, so it's not like you know, I need to do anything special, but I think it is pretty cool just to know that you have a goal in mind. It'd be really cool to conquer it. Let's play well. And for what it's worth, I am playing the blue tees. I teed off on the white. For some weird reason, blue tees didn't exist on hole 1. I don't know if they were removed or they were replacing them. There just weren't blue tee boxes. So I got paired with a random guy you can see on the right hand side. So for tee box 1, we do end up teeing off on the whites, and of course, because for people thinking, wow, Mark, did you drive it like 330 yards? No. But for those that have played this course, hole 1, it's a blind tee shot. It's a little tricky if you've never played it. It can be very intimidating. I end up hitting a really good one, and because it's like an elevated tee shot, the ball can go a lot further than you think. So here we are. We end up hitting the green, and if we can start with a comfy 2-putt par, we will live with that. Absolutely no issues. Pars will be our friend today. You know, we're not going to get greedy. Let's go. We're not going to get greedy. We're not going to try to pin hunt. We're going to play steady golf and conquer the course like we said. Hole 2, this is actually a really, I wish I did a better job with the camera. This is like a really cool and visually appealing hole. So unfortunately, you can see the trees. They're all dead. I forgot to mention that this was filmed, I believe, in December of 2024, so this video is super old. I have a big backlog. I've gotten lazy. My apologies. We're working on them, but this is just to give you an idea that this was filmed in December, so the conditions weren't exactly like the greatest. It was kind of cold, and I don't know if you all remember this past December, but there was like a pocket, like a 2-week pocket where it was 50s, sunny, so I'm in shorts with a hoodie on, and it gets absolutely freezing. I think this was like a twilight round I was playing. It gets really freezing at the end. By the way, really bad 3-putt there. This course just has my number, I'm telling you. Here's a par 5. It's the first one. The par 5s here are actually very fair. I think my favorite hole, I'm going to call it out. I forget what number it is. I think it's like 13, 12 or 13 on the back, but that par 5 I think is my favorite hole in the entire course. But the par 5s, especially if you're a long hitter, very scoreable. You can see this one's a 471-yard par 5 from the back tees. So again, 300-yard drive, you probably have like a 6, 7, 8 iron in, not too terrible. Or you can take my route where you hit a ground ball to the left, you end up punching, but you leave yourself 100 yards to get up and down. And you're going to notice here too, it's funny, this video shot, like I said, 6-7 months ago. I've gone through a few swing changes. Shout out to Eisman Golf Academy. So I have taken a couple lessons there recently. I'm trying to fix a few things with my driver. My driver is, I don't know why I zoomed in on it. It wasn't like a dart. That's still like 15 feet. So it wasn't that good. I thought it was better than what it was. But anyway, I was saying shout out to Eisman Golf Academy. We've been working on some things. And in particular, I'm really trying to focus on the driver swing. I've been having driver issues, as you're going to see in this video. And oh, Mark, you didn't do it, you dog, you absolute dog. So we are back to even par. Big birdie there. It's just funny. It's a birdie on the card, but you all saw how ugly that was. Horrible shot off the tee, decent punch shot, decent wedge shot. Like, the wedge shot wasn't even that great. But it's just funny how it always comes down to putting. If you can just hit, oh my God, Mark, continue your story about how you're taking lessons because your driver sucks. That is so bad. That's again, ground ball to third. And I'm lucky that it was hit so poorly that it stayed in. If I actually hit it good and hit it with like enough ball speed, it's probably OB. So we end up taking our medicine and just have a punch shot. Hope to just chip it on in one putt for par, two putt for bogey, and move on after that. Terrible, terrible drive. But you know, I was saying a moment ago how yes, I am taking lessons, and what I'm trying to work on, you know, with the Eisman team, my driver swing. I mean, you all have probably seen it. I have video upon video. I need to fix my very flat swing. We're trying to get a little bit more width and depth as well. I have a very compact swing. And then to top it off, I'm trying to generate a little more club speed by having better tempo. I think, you know, I need to be able to, one of my swing thoughts I've had recently is I need to like pause at the top with a little more transition so I can clear the hips and whip it through. I use a lot of arms and hands, as you all probably know, but anyway, I'm going down a rabbit hole. You all don't care. That's what we're working on. Back to the course itself. This is the hardest hole. This is the hardest hole in my opinion. I mean, someone proved me wrong. It's a straightforward par 3. Yes, it's long, but I mean, it doesn't help when you ground ball it to shortstop again, and it's all downslope left, all downslope right. You can see on the right-hand side, don't miss right. It goes all the way down, and you have an impossible like flop shot back. But it's not even like the hardest hole. It's straightforward, but it's just this one always messes with me. So you're gonna see that I actually got really, really lucky. So I decided to film where this is. You can see I'm about to address the ball in a moment, but I hang on by like a few sticks, a few like branches that just held my ball up. This is the golf gods telling me this is the day we're gonna conquer it. All you have to do is just get it on two putt, take the bogey, and move on, and we'd be extremely happy. So I'm pretty sure I take here like a gap wedge. I take a little more loft, just try to punch it. These are one of the shots where I don't really care where it goes as long as it gets up on the green. So we do get it on. I'm happy with it, but we have, I mean, if I had to guess, this is probably like 30, 35 feet, so it wasn't exactly the best wedge shot, but we have a look at it. I hit a pretty good putt in terms of my line. I just didn't hit it enough. It was super short. And this goes back to my comment earlier where the greens, I mean, they were just so tough. They were messing with me. So in addition to snap hooking, we end up with another 3-putt. That is a horrible, horrible bogey. Like, my God. So we're leaking oil here. That's a lot of squares on the scorecard early. And again, this course just has it out for me. I don't know what it is, but thank God we have another par 5 coming up. Let's go ahead and see if we can make something happen. So for the longer hitters, especially if you play a draw, this has to be one of your favorite holes. It's easily a great scoring hole for you. But you can notice too, and I don't know if I've called this out, but I do think another thing that makes this course tricky, notice how it's tree line everywhere. So maybe just another thing I didn't call out earlier that you all are noticing too, and for those that have played this course, you all probably know that in addition to the elevation and crazy slopes on some of the holes, there is a lot of narrow tee shots where you have to be precise. So maybe the slope and rating is fair, maybe this just messes with me, but we hit a really, really good wedge shot there. I don't play 60 degree often, but we hit a really good 60 degree because I needed to fly it over that bunker. I also left that little something fill my divot. I fixed my my divot in the last hole. There's a lot of internet bullies out there, so just want the record to show we do take care of the course. Take care of the course, it'll take care of you. That's my motto. So we have a really, really easy birdie putt. We make it, thank God. And when I say easy birdie putt, that was like 3 feet, maybe 2.5, 3 feet. It's funny, those are always the ones where you're the most nervous about. So anyway, we move on. What a weird scorecard so far, huh? Lots of bogeys, a double, 2 birdies. I mean, it is just all over the place. And oh, shocker. At least this wasn't a ground ball to third. This was maybe a ground ball to short, maybe to second base. I wasn't going for that, and I am trying to play a draw, so that's the issue with my swing too. It becomes a timing thing. I was trying to draw it off the right side tree line, and we end up just hitting a pull draw, which I do get away with. So I end up taking a shot here where it hung on. We have a decent look into it. I actually struck this ball very, very well. I might have caught it a hair heavy, but we end up short. I'm also going to blame maybe the conditions. It was colder than I'm used to, and the rough was very, very weird. So anyway, if we can get up and down, I will take a par after two poor shots, but we need to be a little bit better with that. So hopefully the putter can save me. And I remember this green being extremely fast. I saw the other guy's putt, so you can see that I kind of baby it, and I get it there, but I think it would have held its line if I was a little more firm. You know what? Stop complaining. Bogey golf isn't terrible after those poor swings. That's, again, that's a lot of squares. That's a lot of squares on the card. So we got two holes left. This hole is like a dog leg left. If you're a long hitter, you want to cheat it around that tree line, and you'll be with a wedge in. I end up just going middle fairway, and again, I don't hit it that far, but if you can keep it in play, why not? But goes back to my saying of look how visually narrow that looks, that tee shot. It's like not, but it just looks like it. So this course messes with you in many different ways. We end up having a pitching wedge into the green here. I think I caught it pretty good, but it ends up being extremely short. So, oh well. You know, we'll end up two-putting. We can't get too mad. And again, leave a little snippet in. We do take care of the course, ladies and gentlemen. We do take care of it. So here we are with a decent look for bird. I mean, yes, it's probably like 25 feet, 25, 30 feet, but it wasn't like the hardest putt. It was a slight left to right, fairly straight. We hit a really, really good one. I think I left that just a hair short, but we are not going to be mad at tapping pars for today. So we end up tapping this one in. So far, we're on track. We're on track. We actually have a decent front nine where I believe we are 3 over at the moment. If we can par or better this hole, we'll have some momentum going into the back. And breaking 80 will be in sight. Breaking 85 should hopefully be no problem. So let's just end on a good one. This is the ball flight that I was looking for. I mean, you could argue it drew a little bit too much, but I actually hit my line. It turned over, and really, really good swing. This hole is actually one of the harder ones, just pure length. I think the card says 420, but this can play a lot longer sometimes, especially when it's a back pin. So we end up hitting a really good second shot as well. I think I'm going to mute it, but you can hear the guy just hype up my shot, and I tell him thank you. It was a really, really good ball. We end up being a tad hair short, but I'm not mad with that strike being in the rough. We end up going with the Texas wedge because I'm just a Texas wedge kind of guy. I thought that had a chance. We almost zero putt birdied there, but we got to the goal of parring this hole a 3 over. I mean, look at this scorecard. What an absolute roller coaster. A few pars, a few bogeys, a double, some birdies. My goodness, what a roller coaster of a 9. We will take it though. So we are 3 over. We are cooking. We are going to conquer the course. Today is the day. This is a hole where if you're playing from the tips, especially. Whites, like, you definitely don't, but if you're playing from the blues, unless you're a super long hitter, all you need is like a 185 to 200 club. So I end up hitting a very, very good 3 hybrid, about 2 to 210. I end up missing the second shot. I don't know what happened to my camera. I know I took it. I think I might have deleted the footage by accident. We end up having a pitching wedge in that I pull hook short. So I chip back on, and ooh, I scared the hole there. So we end up chipping on and having a really, really good look for par. I think this is not even 4 feet. So let's keep the train going. We're rolling. Oh, no. Oh, goodness. Is this how it starts? Please, no, not like this. Is this how it starts? It's funny because this hole was actually, this is just an example of how the scorecard never tells the full story. I had an amazing tee shot. My wedge was actually a good shot. I just hit it a tad hair short. I had a really good chip that almost scared the hole, and then putting. You just missed your putt. Obviously, you can see I'm tilted now, so I guess that bogey messed me up. We end up snap hooking it OB, and this is a pretty hard 3, or if you don't keep it right, you have this a lot of trouble left. I looked for my ball. Funny enough, I actually found it after the fact, but it was not playable. So we take a drop to where we believe it went in. I end up chipping on, and if we can save bogey here, we would take that. That'd actually be huge for the program here. Come on, let's save for bogey. That's brutal. That's brutal. Remember after hole 9 when I said we're going to easily conquer the course this is the day? There you go. We're already 3 over through 2 holes in the back. My God, this course just has it out for me, man. I'm blocking it out, by the way, so under the mini map on the right hand side, there was like a log jam of carts. So for some reason, there was a choke up here. Uh, there's two different groups behind us watching me tee off. Do you know how nerve-wracking that is? I play a lot of golf and I'm pretty confident in my game, but it's still kind of nerve-wracking when there's people watching you. We end up chunking this one like 100 yards. I'm extremely short, so man, I don't know what's happening. I went from really confident playing well in the front to can I hold on for dear life in the back? We're already we're in trouble here where we have like a 10 to 12 footer for par just to save par. Can we do it? Of course not. Of course not. So there we go. In 3 holes, we're already worse than the entire front nine. We are leaking oil. Thank God there's a par 5 coming up. We birdied both par 5s in the front. Can we do it again this time around? And this one in particular, this is my favorite hole. I think I said earlier in the video that there's one hole that I really love. It's this one right here. This hole actually has a lot of strategy to it where depending on where your tee shot is, of course I hit a perfect one, no big deal, but you can see if you can hit it long enough and if you're straight enough, you have a clear look into the green 208. Take a wild guess what's about to happen here. You guessed it. Snap hook to third. I get lucky that the rough holds it up, but that's kind of not what we were going for. But going back to what I was saying, where if you don't hit it long enough and you're blocked off by those trees, you have to like lay up to where I am and hope to get it up and down. This hole, and then to top it off, that second half after the water, it's all uphill elevation, and then there's like a 2 to 3 tier green here. So take a look at the gentleman on the right who just walked off. That's one tier down there. You can kind of see the slope. We're on the middle tier right now. Then there's a third tier above. So for being a muni course, for being a quote-unquote just easier course, available to the public, ooh, Mark, no way. Did we just birdie every par 5 so far? All right, we'll take it. But I was saying a moment ago how this has for being a quote-unquote easy course, it has some cool holes. That was my favorite in particular. And then here we go again. Oh boy, that one is just... that's just not even a ground ball. That's just foul. I might have hit a fan on the left-hand side, on the base pass there. That was just such a poor swing. I actually hit it really good. I just snap hooked it. We didn't know, you saw how there was like a lot of sunlight in our eyes, so I don't know exactly where it went out. And I actually think I could have looked for it and found it. So it opens up, as crazy as that sounds. There's a lot of trees, but it's kind of open trees. But we decided not to even try to look for it. We didn't have an eye, so we agreed. We just dropped point of entry, I think, where, oh boy. You can see we're just on tilt now after that drop. So we hit it, we dropped, we chunked it. We end up, isn't it funny how it works where that shot got messed up and hey, just believe me, I put it to 5 feet and I saved bogey there. Like, guys, definitely believe me, but all seriousness, I did actually hit a really good chip to 5 feet, and it's funny how putting works. It can save the hole, so with a really poor tee shot and a drop, I will take a bogey there. This is my second favorite hole. Look how beautiful it is. It is so visually appealing. I'm playing this in December, but if you're playing this during the fall, the trees everywhere, the waters, look, this is like a really cool hole. And funny enough, you can see I actually have a really cool view here, so it's never good to be in this bunker going into the water, hitting into the water. It's a very intimidating shot, but we end up getting it out, which is all I needed to do. One putt's great, 2 putts fine. Let's move on because the tee shot I had wasn't perfect. But look how cool this shot is. If it was just shot in the spring or fall, I think you'd appreciate this more. I appreciate it no matter what. That putt didn't even get halfway. I don't know what I was thinking. So this is a putt for bogey. This is a really big putt where we drain it. You can see after I tap it in, but we drain it. That's a big bogey because it's a stupid saying, but a bogey's better than a double. It's always my motto. Because the sunlight's right in our eyes. Look at the guy and myself. We're both covering ourselves. We didn't even see where it went. We had to kind of guess. We ended up finding it, but that's what we get for playing a twilight round later in the winter. But we end up hitting a decent one that has a look. I felt like Rory here at the Masters, where I had to wrap it around a tree. So I had 138 to the pin. I played choke down 7-iron, which is like my 165 club. We hit a perfect one. You can see me smiling. I was like, I can't believe I pulled that off. It overdrew just a hair, but I hit the exact line, drew like I wanted. We're pin high. So as long as we can get up and down, we won't be mad at all. And I can't get over how good that shot was. I wish you guys were there. The tracer might have not done that justice, but Seriously, I felt like Rory at the Masters. It was awesome. So if we can make this par, we will. Oh yeah, we kind of deserve that par. I'm just gonna put that out there. Good tee shot, really good second shot, good chip. That's what a par should look like. Not all of this scrambling BS. So anyway, last couple holes we are 8 over. If you do the math, we are flirting with breaking 80. So currently, right now, live score of 80. Can we find a birdie? We've birdied all the par fives so far with a par five to end. Can we hang on? So we had a really good drive here. You don't need to draw it, but I end up drawing it and hit it pretty good. So we have a wedge, and I'm pretty sure I used gap wedge, and you can see the sun. It was right into our eyes. So I remember when I hit this, I thought I threw this to like 5 feet. You can see me like talking to the camera, getting excited. As you drive up and walk, yeah, good job, Mark. 5 feet, more like 45 feet. This is the longest putt of all time, and not only do I hit the worst putt of all time, uh, we leave ourselves a very, very meaty one. This is a big one if we're trying to break 80. Can we do it? Can we save? No, of course not. Of course not. We lipped it. Of course not, of course not. So that's a really, really bad bogey, three putt. Yeah, that one lipped out too. Sue me. We're going to give ourselves that one. It was kind of the Bob Does Sports, one-handed, it's count, it's good no matter what. So we are now 9 over. We need to eagle this hole to break 80. Let's see what we can do. This is one of the harder holes, even though it's very straightforward. I mean, it's literally straight and a slight dogleg left as the last approach. But I do like this because if you ever play this, you can see, even though this looks like rough, this is still fairway. And then on the left-hand side, it opens up. So the tee shot here, you can miss left, you can miss right. It's a really good, just from a mental state, just swing. No matter what happens, you're most likely in play. We end up taking 4-iron and punching it down, and we leave ourselves a wedge in. So can we end on a bird, end on a high note? We hit an okay wedge. I leak it a little right. You can see the flag is moving, so wind did pick up a little bit, and it gets cold. We're all freezing our asses off here. So can I birdie? This would be a 0-putt birdie, and no, we can't. So there it is. We end up with a par. We're not mad at that. So we go 39-42. We end up shattering the goal of 85. We didn't break 80. I'll try that again. But you know what? In knowing that I've shot some of my worst rounds here ever, I will take this score. So ladies and gentlemen, thanks for checking this out. We got a few good ones on the docket coming out soon. So stay tuned, and please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already.